All right, everybody, joining us this afternoon is Luke Gall, and he's going to be talking with us a little bit about Rhythmic Force. How's it going, Luke?
It's going very well. I'm here in my hotel room in Chicago. I'm at the Midwest Clinic, so a little out there, but I'm glad to be connecting with you guys.
So this is that time of the season when everything is just going real crazy with indoor. You're getting the show on the floor. Rhythmic Force is actually coming back. They took a year off last year, and now they're coming back around. They've been around for a while. Tell us a little bit what it's like from a design from your design staff, getting the gears turning again and getting it going again with a group like Rhythmic Force.
Yeah, it's actually been a really fun process. So I actually got brought into the group about a year and a half ago. This is my first experience with Rhythmic Force, and the premise at that time was, we're rebuilding and we want to start from scratch. We want to build this thing up. And so I was actually one of the first pieces in place, and that was a really exciting time because, anytime you have a blank canvas and you got a bucket of paint, you just never know what's going to happen. And what the team has been able to do has been really remarkable in bringing in some amazing directors, ensemble coordinators, and designers as well. Of course, we've got Carrie from Texas State, who is our executive director. She's provided a really solid foundation for us. Jordan Garza, who's our ensemble director, he's kind of the guy behind the scenes making all the things happen. And then when it comes to the design team, we've got Andrew Markworth, who's doing the musical design, who not much really needs to be said about him. He's such a great writer, such a great guy and educator. And then I'm fortunate to be a part of the visual design. So I'll be handling the drill, and we also have some choreographers, which is Lillian, who works in Austin, Texas as well. So Jordan and Carrie have really put together an amazing team to bring Rhythmic Force back, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun as you said, getting the gears turning again, because we have a blank canvas. There's nothing that we are expected to do, and so we really can go a lot of different directions.
With that blank canvas, does that kind of allow you to establish that foundation? When you think of a house, you have that foundation that you're building upon. So is that kind of what you guys' mindset is as far as 2018 is concerned, lay that foundation for years to come?
That's exactly what it is. So it's laying that foundation and making sure everything is where it needs to be, of course, logistically, but really it's about shaping an identity. It's about saying, okay, who do we want Rhythmic Force to be? Because it's a unique opportunity. Usually us as designers, we walk into programs or cores and there is an identity there, and you kind of, maybe you take a little different direction, but you're still going to be that core, that marching band, that indoor drum line. But this was an opportunity for us to say, you know what, this is who we are and this is who we want the group to be. So it's been a lot of fun shaping that.
Well, let's talk about 2018. Let's talk a little bit about what you guys are planning to unveil. Can you tell us the show, what's going on for Rhythmic Force this year?
Yeah, sure. So the working title of the show is called Matador, and the idea is to explore the world of bullfighting. So it's a really unique activity, getting in a ring with a bull and and having him charge at you. But as we decided to look into this concept, we realized there's really a lot of emotions behind this thing, and there's a lot of history behind it. So it's not just waving a red flag and having a bull run at you. So we decided to work with this title Matador and kind of go through the different stages of a Spanish-style bullfight. So of course there's the big intro. There's the big moment where the big fanfare where the bull and the matador are introduced, and in some parts of the world the running of the bulls will happen before this takes place. And then there's the moment that we all know and love, which is the red cape comes out. And basically you're tricking the bull over and over again. You're having him charge at you, and then you're moving out of the way. So what we want to do is we want to explore the idea of a trick. We want to explore the idea of having something that many might suspect might happen, but maybe not giving them that right away, and trying to maybe trick the audience and let the audience be the bull and the ensemble be the matador. And then the next part of the show is to really lure the bull in. So you've tricked the bull and he doesn't trust you anymore. But then you have to say, no, come back. You can trust me. And that's where we're really going to have a lot of choreography with the help of Lillian. And that's going to be more of like a full ensemble dance feature to lure the bull back in. And then, of course, the final movement is where all the action happens. It's the fight, it's the kill, it's where everything happens, and it's to make, you know, to put an end on everything. And we won't spoil the ending of what is going to happen yet at the end of our bullfight. But we know it's going to be fast, it's going to be loud, and it's going to be quite energetic.
You know, when you think of bullfighting, it's glorified and it's romanticized throughout the ages. But it's not. It's not a very glorious type thing that's happening. It's very dark and dirty and not fun. So I'm excited to see what you guys are going to do with that. I think we may have some of the artwork a little bit as well too, as far as some of the uniforms. So tell us a little bit about what we can see visually and how that relates to that concept.
Yeah, well, a Matador outfit is quite a sight. You can Google pictures of a Matador costume, and what you're often seeing are, you know, very intricate designs. So lots of flourishes on the uniform, lots of bright colors. And it's a very bright thing, and very contrasting colors. So you're not looking at like a couple of shades of blue. You're looking at a blue and a yellow on top of each other. So there's a lot going on, not only for the people watching the bullfight, but the bull itself. And so we want to try to bring those colors to the floor as well. So in a twist of maybe what many indoor lines are doing, we're trying to find some really contrasting colors that almost clash sometimes to represent these different movements. So we'll share some of the uniform with you, but we've decided to go with a little bit of a darker uniform and a little bit of a brighter floor. And the uniform, of course, we have to have the red on there. So one of the pieces of the puzzle that we're going to use is as a red cape, and probably on our cymbal players, because we can do red capes on their arms and we can visually represent some of that stuff. So the contrasting colors should be very cool, and then we really want to explore the Z-axis as well. So getting some height, getting low, and things like that to, you know, in those trick movements. Maybe the bull's going to run under the person or something like that. You know, we don't know just yet, but we're going to try to use those colors to our advantage.
You and your brother developed this Ultimate Drill Book, and I wanted to ask you about the influence on Ultimate Drill Book within the indoor side of things, because it's synonymous right now with the outdoor activity and drum corps and marching bands and college bands as well too. But you may not necessarily always think of a drill book within the indoor setting. Tell us a little bit how it's influencing Rhythmic Force and how you guys are adapting that to go indoors.
Yeah, so the big piece of what we do now that's really transferable to indoors is the app, the mobile application that we have, and that's really going to help our process. So as many people may or may not know, the writing of visuals and drill and indoors often a very organic process. So sometimes things are charted out, but sometimes it's going to be me down on the floor literally pushing people around and saying, hey, you go here, hold 4 counts. You go here, hold 6 counts. And it's a very organic process, and it's often hard to go back and like put that right into the drill. It takes a long time to put it in, Pieware and then print out stuff for them to see. So what the process, or what this app is going to allow us to do, is I can do that in real time. So if I make a move and I really like how this is working, I'm going to keep it, I can chart it right then and there, and then I can push it out to the students on their mobile devices in like 5 seconds. So everything that we've just learned, they now have the precise coordinates for. They now have the precise pathways. So right from the get-go, we can clean that stuff really have a better foundation. So it's really going to influence the way that I design, and I'm really happy that we can involve Ultimate Drill Book in the process, because of course I like using it, but I think it's going to help expedite and make things really efficient. So even if I'm not there, I can just push out drill via the mobile device, and all the staff and our visual caption head is Adam Kroback, who's a great guy who's caption head at Guardians Drum and Bugle Corps. I can send that stuff to him, and they can learn it in 10 seconds later.
And what that does is it still allows you to design that organic fashion that you're talking about while you're on the floor. But as soon as you step back up into the stands, then you can go back, and it's not asking, hey, where you guys think you're supposed to be at. And then you have these little arguments between guys. They're like, no, we know exactly where it's supposed to be at. So that's exciting to see. You guys are coming out this year in open class. Where are going to be some of the places that folks are going to get to see Rhythmic Force perform this Matador show?
So of course we'll be around in Austin. We're going to be in Dallas as well. And then of course the big one is we're actually heading to Dayton. Year one, that was really important. That, as the saying goes, if you want to play with the big dogs, you got to go play with the big dogs. And we know that as an ensemble, that's where we want to be. We want to be in Dayton, and we want to be participating with those ensembles. So Dayton will be the big one for us. We're going to fly up there and have a full weekend, and hopefully things will go well. But at the end of the day, year one out of the gate, I'm just really excited that we're going to be participating in these things. I think it's going to be great for all of the students involved. I think we're showing our commitment as a staff to them to say, hey, look, we're going to put you on the world stage right away, and we're going to do everything we can to help you out.